Welcome to the very final episode of this Gears Tactics playthrough. I really hope you've enjoyed the insane no death playthrough. As always, all the links are in the description, the playlist, the details, the ways to support. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to be quiet through the cutscene, and then when the mission begins, I will be ready to talk you through a load of tips and tricks.
I told you once that we weren't ready for this fight. Said all we had was grit. Well, we got a hell of a lot more than that now. But this won't be easy. Because it's not enough just to kill Ukon.
If we let the locusts keep churning out these juiced up grubs, everyone's at risk, not just us. That means we've got to crush Ukon and his whole nasty-ass operation.
The plan's simple. First, we knock down Ukon's front door.
Knock, knock!
That'll unleash hell. And give us time to make a special delivery.
Gotcha, shithead!
While we chase Ukon down, you'll buy us time. Now, let's get this done.
Well, here we are, we've actually made it onto the final mission, and as always, it wouldn't be a GGZii intro without a little bit of bitching. So, at the very beginning, this mission had no checkpoints, which meant I had to do the whole thing on insane with no deaths. The checkpoint started working on the very last checkpoint of the boss. It took 10 hours. I'm not gonna lie, it took 10 hours, but it's over, it's done. We've made it. We are an Immortal Legion. We're part of that club. Let's talk you through how we did it. Let's get into it. So initially I'm going to push the sniper right up and concuss it and fire off a load of shots with Empower. And I'm going to take it out. Now, tip number one, I just kept restarting the game until the boom shot was at the front. You see there's like 5 enemies in a little 5-point sort of diagram. Just restart the game until the boom shot's at the front, and then you're going to be able to unload a load of damage with the sniper. So that's kind of how we worked it. We then threw a grenade, the scout kind of got involved, threw another grenade, cloaked, overwatches are going down. There's a few moves in the beginning. We got through it. So again, the big move is take down that boomer, concuss him, so then if you don't manage to take him down, he'll be stuck for next round, which gives you more room to breathe. Okay, so we've got these 3 pipes that we need to switch off. We're going to switch them off by destroying the pumps. So I'm going to do this move, and this is an interesting move because I picked up the boom shot and then dropped it, which kind of meant I got a free move because Nimble gives me a free move. So I used the boom shot pickup as a way to get in that position for free. Then I was able to grenade and then switch to my pistol for more accuracy. And I have the passive, if I haven't crit, I'm going to crit. So the pistol was a big crit. And now Sid can push up and execute the downed enemy, giving everybody else a passive point. Michaela can jump up with the sniper. We can activate this first circuit breaker, shall we call it. So there's a lot of moves going on here, let me tell you. This took 10 hours, guys. This is basically Iron Man insane no death. So this was infuriating, I'm not gonna lie. We've got it done though. I'm sorry if we're going at light speed. I tried to cut this as fast as possible, giving you all the information that I did, and it's still an hour long. Like, I'm sorry, but you're with me for the long haul. I tried to cut it down, but I have to show the moves, otherwise the guide's pointless. So what's going on right now is I'm pushing up and I'm cloaking. The reason for this is I want to scout ahead, see what's going on, see where people are, and then maybe if they overextend, I can get behind them. With the remainder of the units, I'm just going to push them up, and I do make a mistake here. The idea was to get the boom shot with Sid, because Sid has my explosive gear on. If you want to talk about the setups of the characters, I've got a full support, I've got the full shotgun, the full sniper with the level 3 concussion, and I've got Sid like specced into grenades. So I should have picked up the boom shot with him, but I forgot, and the reason I wanted to pick up the boom shot was it's super useful if you can, to carry that into the final room, because explosives going to synergize with your extra explosive damage gear, and you're going to do a lot of damage to the boss. Unfortunately, we forgot that. So we snuck in with 2 shotgun shells and downed him. The reason for this was I had to think about how to get out of this situation. So I can avoid Overwatch here with Empower, because that doesn't trigger the Overwatch. I'm behind a wall anyway, but just in case. I can then teamwork as well. The reason I'm teamworking is I'm going to execute, which is going to give him an action point back, so it's kind of a free move. And then I'm going to be behind it, and Michaela can hop over. Now, if I automatically pathed her to that enemy, she'd actually walk through the Overwatch, so do bear in mind, manually path it, sneak behind. You can pistol down, pistol damage, should I say, for the disable shot. And then that allows me to chainsaw. That's why the extra action point from teamwork was useful. And now they're poisoned, which means they're going to deal like 85% less damage. So I just hide everybody and took them back. Sid didn't really do much that round, so I just push him forwards. He's still got his grenade, so again, whether you're playing on insane, no deaths, or you're just on a lower difficulty and you're looking for some tips, try to carry the boom shot with you, concuss the boomer, take the scout far ahead and cloak. Then you can see where you're going, who you're up against. Okay, so I'm going to push Sid far up. The reason I'm doing this is I know I can kill both of them, and I can open this door. So we're going to break this one, break the second pump. This doesn't like trigger anything, so don't worry about that. It's just going to play this cutscene as we drain the juice out of the system. Okay, so now I can retro charge. That's going to give me 1 back, which means I can then get behind them and grenade, and the grenade's going to kill him because I've got the grenade damage, the explosive damage gear. I had to actually be careful where to throw this because I was going to damage myself. Okay, so now he's stuck out in the open, and after some deliberation I realised I'll cloak him, so I use the scout to cloak him. And then I'm going to push everybody else up because I'm feeling like pretty confident that no one's really going to get me. I couldn't get in cover on this block. You can see here it just wouldn't let me take cover, so I was like, well, I'll go on this big grid, and I checked the angle from behind and I was definitely covered, so end the turn. That's kind of how we dealt with the first section. There's going to be more and more people pushing in, and obviously I have no checkpoints on this damn thing for some reason, so I'm playing this cautiously. Okay, so I'm going to throw a grenade because it just seems to make sense to kill both of these tickers, both of these wretches, sorry, immediately. Then I need to somehow stop this guy pushing up with his hammer burst and killing me, so I'm going to push up into this cover, I'm going to reload, and then I'm like, what can I do here to stop? So I was like, oh, I could throw a proximity mine over. That means if he pushes and walks down that stairway, that's why I've thrown it sort of central to the stairway. I'm like, he's going to get stunned and then back off. So that was my game plan. Unfortunately, it kind of automatically triggered and then they moved up. But fortunately, I was safe. And we're good. We're alive. Okay. Also, bear in mind, I do have cooldown reduction gear, which is going to play a big factor. Occasionally, I will be getting skills back, so do note above their head. Sometimes I will be getting skills back. Okay, now I'm going to combo this. She's going to throw a proximity mine. Gabe's going to throw a grenade and blow them up. And then I was like, I don't think I can kill him safely. Like, I can guarantee that I'll be alive after it. So I just played it safe and tucked everybody back. And then I was like, well, I may as well just have a pot shot at him. It's not a bad percentage, 58. Unfortunately, we didn't actually hit it. But I felt like he wasn't going to travel all this way and kill me, so that's why I chilled back. You can see him walking up here. And we're safe. Okay. So now we're going to kind of do the thing that we just did originally. I'm going to empower the scout and then throw this grenade. And then I was like, oh, I'm like so close to killing him, but I can't. And then I realised I've got Cid anyway, which does more grenade damage. So I actually wasted the empower there. But we dealt with it. Okay, so that's like one of the little mini boss guys out of the way. And then we've just got one guy left. So I don't want to take any chances at this point. So my idea was to just relentlessly end the turn in a safe position and grenade him down. That's why I pushed up and anticipated, because that means next turn I'm going to get 2 extra points. Okay, so now I've got 4 action points, which allows me to run through here. And remember, I'm cloaked, so I'm not triggering the Overwatch. I'm able to throw a proximity mine to his feet, so if he moves, he'll take damage. And then I'm going to throw a grenade on top. Now, for some reason, this one didn't trigger the proximity grenade. And then I was like, oh, damn, what do I do? So I empowered her out of there. I was like, okay, but, you know, the proximity mine's still there, so we can't push. So he ends up not pushing. And I'm looking around, right, what can I do? Couldn't really think of a move. Ended the turn. Couldn't really think of a move again. Pushed up eventually with cloak. And then I was like shotgunning. So the reason I shotgunned here was I knew I'd have a big chance to crit. And if I missed, my empowers were back up, etc. So I could get her out of there. Again, I've been ending the turn, getting my cooldowns back, not taking any chances. Okay, so I'm just going to dip back into a safe position, end the turn a couple times, and then the body's going to disappear. And then we're safe to move and pull the lever. So, play around your cooldowns, wait for your grenades. In an ideal situation, I would have gone and got that boom shot, I just forgot. It would have also been very useful for clearing out that last guy, or even the Cantus. Unfortunately, I just forgot that. This was, bear in mind, 10 hours of tilt, so maybe I wasn't playing as clean as I possibly could do, but it's still going okay. Okay, so I'll shut up for this cutscene, and I'll see you back when we're in the game again.
Witness to my masterpiece!
We've got to expose the emotion in that thing's head. Target the mask.
Okay, so we're going to push Cid right up here. And then I'm going to get this sniper just to sort of, again, push up and sort of cover that stairway. So I'm just crossing the stairway. So, tips for actually killing the boss. I don't know if the way I killed the boss was the most efficient. I don't know. I didn't shoot its guns. Maybe if you kill its guns, it then doesn't put the red zones down and it makes the game a lot easier. I just decided to shoot relentlessly at its head. That probably is a dumb move. But in my head, the red zones weren't causing the problem. It was actually the enemies around. So it didn't really make much sense to me. So I just went to shoot its head. Okay, so here's some tips. The grenadiers, the guys with the shotguns, if you don't know by now, they're your big threats. So when possible, do moves like this. If you lob a grenade, it's going to stagger them, and then they're able to be bayonet charged, chainsawed, etc. That means you can deal with them in one shot. The problem with these enemies on Insane is, not only do they one-shot you, when in berserk mode, which means once they've taken a certain amount of damage, they get berserk, they can just travel so far, and obviously we're on this tiny platform, so basically you either want to never make them berserk and kill them in one rotation, or play really defensive and then stagger it and kill it in one rotation. Okay, so what's been going on? I've been throwing some grenades, I've been moving around out of the red zones, and I've been doing a few chainsaw kills. Now also note, in front of these doors, or where the enemy spawns, whenever possible, you should plant a grenade. Be it plant a grenade, throw a proximity grenade, because you're going to see in this playthrough how helpful it was, and I don't think I'd have been able to do this mission on Insane No Deaths without that. So, when possible, what I'm doing here is, maybe I have this backwards, but I'm not shooting the boss until all of the enemies are dealt with, because the boss isn't going to kill you. As long as if you're out of the way of its red circle, it's not going to kill you. You know, it doesn't have some sort of gun attack or anything like that. So, when possible, I'm clearing out the enemies, and then if I just clear out the enemies, maybe I then get a turn, a completely free turn, like if I wipe them all very quickly, I can then shoot the boss. So I'm double grenading again, pistoling because it gives me extra accuracy, and then executing this guy because it's going to give my entire team extra action points. When possible, if you can do it safely, you may as well execute them because it's going to give your other guys across the bridge more turns, and you're going to need that. You know, the extra action point here allowed her to push up and plant a grenade. So in front of these doorways, plant grenades, throw proximity mines. It's going to help you out a ton. That's why I'm doing it. So on this side of the map, with his extra action points, Sid can now get a bit brave. He can push up. You know, if I miss that shot, he'd be able to retreat because of the extra points he's got. I'm going to bring the sniper up here and actually miss throw. You'll notice you can kill them both. I actually just zoned out and just didn't do it correctly and ended up only killing one, which meant I then had to go for this shot. Luckily we hit it, but yeah, just bear in mind, do take care with a couple things. If you're attacking the boss with a grenade, because the boss can be hit by grenades, or if you're using a boom shot, the boss sways. So do bear in mind that you want to just confirm all of your moves here. So there's a lot of points going on here, and I understand if it's a bit hard to follow, sometimes you might need to rewind to see what I'm doing, but I'll try help you. So there's these two red circles that you obviously need to get out of the way of. That's like priority one. If you stand in the red circles, you're going to die. So make sure you can always get out of the red circles. Then if there's no enemies, then try and shoot the boss. That was my process. Some people might ignore the enemies and try to get the boss down as fast as possible. Maybe they've got a better gear set up or a better build, and they've nuked this boss down in a few abilities. I don't have like some sort of gimmick like that. I just have like slow, methodical play. So rather than shoot the boss, you can see, I decided I'd get a couple grenades down at the door and move back. So yeah, that's an example of like, I could have shot the boss, but I felt like if the grenades are there and I'm out of the red zone, then the enemies are going to get wiped quick, and then I can use my remaining turns in the turn to kill the boss. Does that make sense? Like, instead of taking 5 shots to kill 3 enemies that pop out, now that I've set the grenades up, maybe I only kill them in 2, and then I've got a few extra action points to shoot the boss. That was my theory. You can see like this, the grenade that was planted has effectively cleared out quite a lot of the enemies. Do bear in mind that the red zone can blow up your proximity mine.
In transit.
So I'm going to sneak up and chainsaw on this Hammerburst drone here.
Target down.
I'm going to go ahead and look down with this Nasher. 61% she misses. I go for another 61%. Chunks it down. Then I'm able to use this to plant a grenade again. And then run him away. Obviously you want to be careful, like sometimes you don't want to be stood on top of your own grenade, sometimes you're just going to have to. You'll notice little useful things that planting the grenades mean they come out staggered, which means you can bayonet charge them or chainsaw them, which is super helpful. Occasionally I've pushed up like this and I'm going to shoot the boss. You can kind of shoot it across the map from a certain angle, but not really consistently. It's not like the sniper can just look at it and shoot it across the map, although probably she should be able to because it's a sniper and it's an enormous target. I'm also using the pistol rather than the shotgun, just because I feel like I was critting more with it. I was doing more damage than the shotgun, so that's why I was using the pistol. Other tips I can give are, as best as you can, you want to keep your guys close together, because that's going to make the circles overlap less, they're going to be tighter, and then you're going to have more room to play around. Also, bear in mind, the boss has a sort of roar attack. If you're up close with it, it will roar and damage you, and on Insane, that really hurts. It does two things. It's probably going to kill you if it does it 3 times, because it does like 200 damage. It also cripples you, and cripple means you can't walk or run as far. And that obviously is going to make things way more difficult when you're trying to get out of a red zone and kill an enemy. So if you're going to have a fight with the boss, or you are in a situation where you need to, you know, just hide at the front in cover. Don't get up close to it. Meanwhile, you see, because we dealt with the enemies really well and really fast and early, the sniper was able to unload a ton of shots into it. A couple crit, a couple pistol shots went down, and we are doing pretty well in terms of surviving damage. The checkpoint 1 went relatively smoothly. As it went on, it got more and more difficult as enemies built up.
Ukon's calling more friends.
It really did test me to do this mission on no death Insane. So well played to the development team, because it felt like almost unbeatable, but also at the same time really easy. It was kind of like, how am I not doing this? Which is always a good idea of balance. So these wretches come out, they walked into the Overwatch, which has softened them up a little bit. Unfortunately, he missed. So I'm just going to use the pistol there, because it's got the better accuracy from range for that particular shot. And then just going to put her out in the open, have a shot. So I just moved her up to have a shot. Unfortunately, she missed. 67% chance. And then these two dudes over here are just going to lob some grenades. Protect yourself. Chill back, set up some overwatches so they don't come up this stairway. And again, the reason why I'm sat back on that side is because the boss isn't there, meaning it's not going to do a roar attack and damage them. Okay, so the red zones go down, the rockets are firing. Overwatches are coming up. You can see it's also getting interrupted, so it kind of knocks them back, which is good. That is also going to make things useful. It's really about knowing all of your little abilities. Next I'm going to push up and throw a grenade. Because they've been clipped by the Overwatch, they're actually softened up enough that they can die to one grenade, which is great. Again, killing them as quick as possible just gives you more action points to either help shoot at the boss, or set up grenades and Overwatches on these doors, or you can then empower the opposite team on the other side that are attacking the boss, and then maybe you can deal some damage to the boss. So there's a few things going on. You either use your action points to help the guys opposite you, like on your own team, or you set up the rooms. So in this particular case, I'm actually free to just fire away and shoot. And unfortunately, again, not really hitting any big crits. Sid has crit bleed. You know, obviously I've got a sniper. I think it's like 150% crit damage. Unfortunately, she's just not critting enough. Which is a theme of this mission. Okay, so we've got some guys coming through the doorway, and this is the kind of situation you want to try to avoid. When you don't have the grenades down and they pop out of the doors and you're like this, you have to do some risky stuff. So I grenade these two, being careful to not kill Michaela. Now obviously I can't run from this shotgun guy. I can't put enough distance between myself and it to run. So I threw a grenade, staggered it, then I could bayonet charge. So that's like, for me, that's like a good turn. You wipe out the pack in one quick maneuver, and then you're able to reload your guns, and then when the boss comes to your side, you're probably going to have a free turn to shoot. That is the one risky thing about constantly being around the doors and planting grenades. If it goes wrong, you end up point blank near an Asher guy. The flip side is, you're always pretty close to chainsaw and kill them fast. Lob a grenade in there and deal with it, and that door's shut. So you can see all of my guys had some extra action points. So I'm going to push up here, And I didn't even have to use the scout, so she can unload with a pistol. And that is our first chunk down.
Human pests!
Excellent stuff.
Okay, moving.
Okay. Okay. So,
God damn, that's loud. Just gotta tough it out.
we're all just waiting eagerly to see what the boss is going to do. It's just a set pattern. It puts rockets down, you get out of the way, you deal with the doors. If you have a turn that's free, you try your best to shoot it. Sounds easy, it's not. So here I'm going to push up an Overwatch. What I could have done maybe is been a little bit more aggressive, and rather than overwatching a door that has a grenade, I could have positioned myself better for next round to shoot the boss. But my idea was that something's going to trigger that grenade and I want to be there to shoot it. Fortunately they come out of the other door. However, look at that, they all got wiped. So that's an example of like, they all got wiped, so now I can buff them because I don't need these action points to keep them alive. Those action points can go towards helping Michaela and Cid out. As a result, she can be empowered, shoot a ton at this boss. Again, not critting, but she's able to shoot 2-3 times. Cid is also able to get involved. There's a crit.
I'm on it.
So this was like just one of those rotations that I didn't really do a ton of damage to the Hydra, but I actually shot a lot and I was unlucky. And then I'm putting myself far away. Why? Because you can see in the distance a shotgunner. I don't want to be up close to him. On this side, I didn't have any grenades available, so I just overwatched the door in case anything appeared. You can see if you were up close to the boss, it would roar and damage you there. Okay. These are where it gets a bit tricky, or should I say this is where it gets a bit tricky. Now there's an issue here. I'm in the red zone, which means I have to go forwards, but I also don't want to go forwards into a grenadier. So I pushed up 2 steps and then grenaded, making sure that the grenade goes on the grenadier. Then I'm going to empower, and then I can bayonet charge again. Now bear in mind, there's obviously cuts in this video. I'm showing you all of the moves I did, but I'm not showing you the 10-20 minutes where I sat and was like, okay, I can throw this, check he's got empower, I can then push up on this ticker and shoot, that's going to give me this, which will give me that, that'll let me do that. Obviously there's none of that, otherwise the video would be like 8 hours long. But I know it's looking simple, but there are a few moves here and a few things you want to check. Like, obviously, don't push up to the grenadier and grenade it and then rage it if your other guy on the opposite side of the map doesn't have the empower to get you out of there. So do check, because sometimes I ended up dying because I was like, well, I'll push up, and then if I get in danger, I'll cloak. And then I was like, oh wait, I actually used cloak last round, and I forget. Because you're constantly jumping from side to side, like visually, like going from one side of the bridge to the other. You can sort of forget who's got what left. So do just double check if you're going to do some risky stuff.
More contact.
Okay, so that last turn, Michaela had a few shots. Cid was in a bit of trouble, so I obfuscate cloaked him. This is a 100% chance shot, which is nice because I can chain off the ticker there and blow them both up. So again, now I've got a load of action points free to help out Cid and Michaela. I wasn't sure how to play this. I reloaded and then sort of zoned the stairs. And you'll notice Michaela there is kind of aiming the sniper slightly to the right. The reason is I'm trying to not hit that grenadier, because again, if it enrages, it's going to walk a long distance. On the opposite side, I didn't really have any cooldowns available, so I'm just going to overwatch the door. When I know I've got planted grenades or proximity mines available, I will try to work my way across to a door, but I am still trying to shoot the boss. So here comes the grenadier. Here comes another one and a ticker. So I'm like, I can maybe kill one. I don't think I can kill both. So I'm going to play it safe and fall back here. And then maybe my grenade's up next turn. Maybe I can help out that way. But for now, I'm just going to run with Gabe on the opposite side. Tag a grenade. Run away. And yeah, this was just like a turn where I didn't really have any options. So I just kind of ran back. You can see there she's moved up and thrown a proximity mine to this door and hid, so she's out of the way. Sometimes you get in those situations where maybe you can kill one, but then you're screwed, so you have to run. I also weighed up, you know, the option of, well, if I run, can I actually kill both of them? And my grenades are coming back up, so I believe I will be able to. Okay, so they're going to push up. The rockets are obviously going to land on me as well. And then there's more coming through the door. This is where you can start getting overrun. Luckily, that ticker and the grenade allowed me to clean this one up relatively quickly. Chainsaw him up. Okay. Now I'm having to deal with both of these. So, first of all, I'm going to push up. Michaela's got a grenade back. She can lob a grenade. Deal with them. Now they're both berserk, so I have to kill them this turn, otherwise I'm dead. After some time I realised, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push Sid up and I'm going to bayonet charge. That's going to give me 1 action point back. Okay, so now with my extra action point, I'm going to empower. That's going to give me 3 action points total. And I'm going to give him teamwork, so if he kills, Gabe's going to get more action points back. And now I'm going to grenade behind this grenadier. That's going to give him extra kills. That's going to give Gabe extra teamwork. And then, because I'd lobbed a grenade, I have a percentage chance to get a skill back. Luckily on this instance, it gave me my bayonet back and I was able to kill it. Otherwise, it might have been a job to get Michaela to take a shot, maybe overwatch him, run away with the extra action points, but luckily the Gears gods were looking after me and they refunded my bayonet. But again, it's about knowing, you know, your combinations, I guess. Okay, so I'm now beginning to become aware of the fact that this is going great. I'm not dying, but I'm not dealing any damage to the boss, and I'm actually low-key slowly getting overrun. So I'm going to empower again. Again, if you're ever wondering, how's he empowered twice in a row? Sometimes supports with his gear, his passive points, they just have a chance to get it back when using a skill. So here's what I did. I empowered her, and I also lock and loaded. That's going to give me more damage on top. And I'm going to fire away. So that's a empower, 20% damage, lock and load 50%, and a crit. And I felt pretty good about this turn. I was like, yeah, I felt like this was the turn I needed to do a ton of damage to the boss. So I did a ton of damage, and then just sort of hid out of the red zone as far away as I can. Because if you look in the distance, there is a grenadier there. So I'm also, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to move over on this side, move my guys maybe across to help out in case they get a bit stuck, because you can sort of throw grenades across the map to help out if they're close enough. Now I'm just praying, like, I hope this wretch and I hope this grenadier doesn't kill me, because that was a pretty big turn. I got a good amount of damage. This wretch comes in and it's close, but I'm okay. The door opens, there's 2 tickers there. This door opens, there's a ticker and more. So you can see now what's happened is when you don't prepare the doors and you end up shooting the boss, you can get overrun. So what I'm going to do is throw a grenade. That's going to kill the ticker and damage the rest. I actually thought it would do more than that, but it didn't. On this side, unfortunately, I didn't kill that. So I'm going to use 2 turns to deal with that wretch. That's going to recharge his bayonet, and I just didn't think I could kill the 2 Nashers, so I just decided to reload and hide on this side, I'm going to shoot. He's going to go down. And then I didn't think I could hit the one shot from Gabe, so I moved my Nasher up close and shot and bodied him. Okay, so now the aim of the game is just to basically, you know, the boss is on my side, I can shoot it for free. Now I'm just hoping that I don't die on the opposite side of the map, because it's getting a bit risky. There's a lot of action going on. Okay. So you can see there's more and more enemies arriving. The ticker's coming out, there's more shotgun users.
On the run.
So because I'm looking relatively okay on this side, I'm going to execute. That's going to give those on the opposite side of the map an extra point, which might help them. She can hop over and she can throw a mine, sort of prepare up that doorway for next round. Now on this side of the map, I'm like, I can hide way in the back for maybe one more turn. And the reason I did that was I just had no cooldowns. And I didn't think I could push out, fight, and then retreat. So I hid. It's about knowing how far an enemy can move as well, you know? Like I know I could have, I know I can fall back there and survive an extra turn. So that's why I did it. I didn't want to push out, fire off a few bullets, and then only have like 2 action points and not be able to get out of the red zone. So just hid, played it safe. It's going to be close, but I should be okay. Okay, so we've got some guys coming out the door. You'll see this one. That's a really nice move. You see that grenade we just put down? You see me spin my mouse around? I was like, that's clean. That's clean. Okay, so on this side, I'm getting way overrun and I'm pinned. So, big moves. Pushing out with Sid and kicking the ticker. I'm going to give him teamwork and I'm going to throw a grenade. Huge grenade coming in here. Really clearing out that area. So, in a way, letting the tickers push up was kind of a smart move because they were coming out to chase me. And then I was stuck. I couldn't get back and I couldn't get out of the way of the other enemy, so I was like, I'll cloak him. And then I was like, I need to deal damage to the boss, come on. I need to get that checkpoint. So I empowered her and shot. Shot again. And it goes down. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Two-thirds of the way down. We're going to get a checkpoint, and this checkpoint was awkward. Okay, so what's going to happen is the boss is going to roar and then hit the cloaked guy, which I didn't think it would do. I didn't think it would do that because I'm cloaked. So I didn't presume the boss would know where I was. Therefore, it would just do rockets. It wouldn't roar. It does, though. I don't know why. I think what happened was because I pushed up there. You see I did an error there. Because I pushed up with Michaela, I think it rolled to try hit Michaela and ended up hitting the cloaked guy, Sid. So that makes things awkward because now he can barely move because he's got the cripple status effect applied to him, meaning he can't move as far. And also, we know in a couple turn time, we're going to have a boom shot appearing. And I have to deal with the boom shot because that thing's going to wipe you. So, because I know they're going to be coming from the door, I plant a grenade with Gabe and I'm trying to just put distance from myself. And with these, because I know I can't kill them, I'm just going to run. You can see Gabe there just about squeaks him out of the red zone. The cripple made it so he could barely move. He just about escaped. And that's as far as I could go. I just had to run and pray that I didn't, I don't know, get hunted down. And this was a bad turn because I did no damage to the enemies. I did no damage to the boss. And then more and more enemies are going to spawn. So again, ideal situation. Every single turn, kill enemies or shoot boss, pretty much. Get your whiteboard out, kill enemies or shoot boss. If you're not doing that, you're going to get overrun. Right, so again, we've finally got some grenades back up. We've finally got some cooldowns. So we're going to lob this grenade, and again, that's going to stagger. Gabe can now retro charge, bayonet charge, whatever you want to call it. And although he has the crippled effect applied to him, he can still fully retro charge. So now this is where it comes in clutch. I empower the sniper and she pushes up and I'm like, I need a good angle on this boom shot. 100%. And it's not quite 100%, but it's 99. And with a concussive shot and a crit, that means it's not moving next turn. That's the big move of the game. You have to kill that boom shot, because then you can grab his boom shot, and also he's not just going to walk up and lob you, because on Insane, that thing will literally just walk up in one turn and find you from anywhere across the map or wherever you are and blow you up. And now I just hid my guys, you can see. I hid them in the corner here. And I decided, alright, it's clutch time, like, I need to finish this boss, I'm getting overrun. So what I did was I did as much damage as I could, lobbing grenades, using shotguns in case I crit, and I just had the one grenade covering that stairway, because I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to finish this boss, I'm going to get overrun. So deal as much damage as I could, block the entrance, and then just try and run. I guess that was the idea. So you can see here we've got it pushing up. It's going to hit that grenade or that grenadier. Well, the grenade is going to hit the grenadier, and then it's going to push up here. And luckily he missed because I kind of got pushed behind that block. Okay, so the reason I'm cloaking is that means I can run through this Overwatch safely, because there's just a bit of the Overwatch that was going to clip me. Then I can disable shot, which allows Gabe to move, and at this point I'm pretty sure like I'm going to get overrun. So on the opposite side I'm like, alright, it's time to kill the boom shot, so I just unloaded with all of the bullets I had. She missed an 83% chance and I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to pull her back because she can't stay in the red zone. So I pushed up with Sid. I was like, I could throw a grenade first. I was like, but wait, I'll shoot, because if I crit, maybe I can save a grenade. I didn't crit. So then I just finished him off with a grenade. And this is where it gets a bit awkward, because obviously I need that boom shot to kill the boss in the next turn. And also I'm trying to get the boom shot on Sid because he's wearing the explosive gear. But there's a chance that enemies spawn around me, and then I don't really know how I'm going to get the boom shot, get out of there and shoot the boss in one turn. So that was like the predicament I guess we were in. So you can see here, I'm just running on this side of the map, I'm not even trying to fight them. Then all of the enemies spawned and I was like, oh shit, I'm dead. Then more enemies spawned and I was like, I'm definitely dead. How do I kill the boss? I was like, I can shoot it. What I decided to do was try and kill this grenadier. Watching back, what I could have done is when it was staggered, I could have then started to shoot. I just used everything I got, sniping it, pistoling it, and then I could finish him off with a retro kill. So the reason for this is if you move near a shotgun guy, they automatically shoot you. So obviously I didn't want to do that. So I needed to sort of down him, then he couldn't do that, and then I could pick up the boom shot. And then for about 20 minutes I was like, I just don't have a move to survive. Because I need to shoot the boss, and I also need to, you can see, deal with the other side of the map. So I decided I can empower him, and then I can move up, shoot the boom shot, or maybe I can shoot these guys. You can see the moves I was thinking. I was like, well, I could kill 3. That's pretty good, but then the grenadier is going to be enraged, and then he's just going to blow me up. So I was checking people's passives, like, is there anything that can save me? I decided, okay, what I'll do is I'll plant a grenade in front of him, and then I'll hide, and then I'll just run. I'm not even going to shoot and enrage that other grenadier. I'm just going to run. And hopefully that grenade stops that shotgun user pushing up, and this guy can just hide in a corner. and then next round I have to kill the boss. That was my thinking. So I'm gonna get crippled here. I know there's gonna be enemies pushing up. I need to try to survive on this side, which is a bit awkward. Red zone goes down, and I was like, there's no way I can... I was like, oh no, he's gonna kill me. He overwatched. Luckily he overwatched, but you can see now I can't run all the way back, or the red zone's gonna kill me, and I can't kill 3 grenadiers, so there's more and more spawning. I'm like, okay, now it's time to kill the boss. What can I do? He's even getting revived. So I'm dead on both sides of the map, and I'm like, what can I do? Okay, I'll just try end the game right now. Then I don't have to worry about these red zones and these enemies. So I'll lock and load for extra damage. She avoids the overwatch. 100% chance to hit. I'm like, okay, 100% chance to hit. I don't want to get too excited, guys, but I think I might have done it.
Almost down.
Bro, no. Does that kill it? So there we have it. Insane, no deaths. What a journey. So there we go. If you enjoyed that, leave a like, leave a comment.
Is it dead?
I really enjoyed playing through it. I'll leave you with the cutscenes. Immortal Legion. As always, check out all of the links in the description to support this massive journey.
Get back! Get back! This grub will not take a damn hint! Hop away. Got a whole box of these.
Cytostatic gas. A drug of torturers.
You're all out of moves.
New Hope never left you. Did it, Sin?
I missed you too, asshole.
You think you've won. But your suffering is only beginning. Humanity is weak, soft. My creatures, my perfect creations, will outlive you all!
They'll outlive your ass. That's for sure.
That's that then.
So what's next, mustache man? You headed off to spill some cog dirt?
Been thinking on that. Maybe some secrets are better left buried.
I say we leave Prescott to his world and get busy building our own.
Right. Off into the sunset then.
Not quite. Ukon's monsters are still out there. I've got some new mission plans we can go over tonight.
See, Raina, this is how fascists celebrate. Planning shit.
Something of yours?
My mother's. I never knew her. Thank you.
Can we burn this place down already? It's almost my nap time.
Coming?
There it is. 0.27 game, 0.27%.